I wish to pay my respects to the traditional owners of the land that I am filming on today. I also wish to acknowledge their elders, past, present, and emerging. Spirit, please help me to cleanse all negative energies, entities, and spirits from my body, from my home, from my animals, and from my objects, so that I may offer clear, honest messages to the three groups today. Thank you, Spirit. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's reading. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, I am the Hermit Tarot, and this is my YouTube channel. Sorry guys, I'm having a bit of trouble with my microphone. It's moving for some reason there. That's a bit better. So in today's video, we are doing a pick a card tarot reading. I have three groups to choose from today because there will be an extended reading for today's reading. I'm asking Spirit on your behalf, what is the next stage of this connection? I really want to point out that this doesn't have to be love specific. You can ask about any connection in your life, any relationship. This could even be a business relationship if you're wanting to check in with a partner, or somebody who you're an acquaintance with, or somebody who you are wanting to get clarity about. Basically, this reading will be very in-depth because of the extended reading. Here's everything that I need to cover today. So on YouTube, we're asking Spirit, what is the next stage of this connection? I've got pre-shuffled oracle cards for each of the three groups. We're also getting the current energies. What is person A's current energy towards the connection and person B? The reason why I'm doing it person A, person B is to try to account for the fact that you, the viewer, may resonate more with person B, whereas your person could resonate more with person A's energy. But somebody else in your group may listen to these messages and go, well, no, actually, I'm person A. So I hope that by doing the person A, person B format, when we talk about current energies towards the connection and what you're focused on, it will help you get more specific, helpful, clear messages that ultimately resonate and give you accurate information on what is happening right now. So the YouTube portion of this reading is very much focused on your current energy. It's focused on what your current energy is towards this connection, what your person's current energy is towards this connection. And we're also going to have a look at what you're each focused on. So what is person A focused on in this connection, and what is person B focused on in this connection? There will also be advice. And altogether, this information should help tell you what is next in this connection. What is the next stage of this connection? In the extended reading, we're following that person A, person B format, but we're going to have a look at your feelings, your thoughts, this person's feelings. We're going to have a look at intentions. What are your intentions? What are their intentions? We're also going to have a look at the next actions you're going to take. What next actions are they going to take? And we're going to get advice as well. And I will do all of that in the person A, person B format. So a pretty juicy reading. I'm going to try to be very specific, very clear, but also very concise. I don't want to be talking for 5 hours. So I'm going to do my best to be concise and to get you that clarity, but in a compact message, if that makes sense. So make sure you're taking notes. And without further ado, let me introduce the three groups to you. So starting over here, we've got group 1 with the Make It Look Like Night Oracle card, which is also the number 53 in the Iris Oracle deck. I got my Iris Oracle deck from Tarot Stack. Tarot Stack works with a lot of different tarot readers on social media to help promote independent decks, independent artists who create tarot decks and oracle decks. I love using them. This is a shameless plug because I love supporting independent artists and independent companies and businesses. So if you like this deck, head over to Tarot Stack, link in the description box. So group 1, you have the Make It Look Like Night card. If you feel drawn towards this card, you will have the most honest messages in group 1's reading. So click on group 1 in the timestamps below. You'll find the timestamps in the description box or the pinned comment section. Group 2 has the Everything You Need Too Soon card, which is also the number 3 in this Iris Oracle deck. If you feel drawn towards this card, you'll be a part of Group 2's reading. Click on Group 2's timestamp in the description box or in the pinned comment. And over here we have Group 3, the one who needs to control, which is the number 20 in the Iris Oracle deck. So if you feel drawn towards this card, you will be a part of Group 3's reading. Click on Group 3 in the description box or in the pinned comment. If you need more time to figure out which of these 3 groups you feel most drawn to, pause the video. Or if you need help to intuitively select a reading, you can join me in the 1-minute meditation clip that will play right after this. It's a guided meditation. When you know which of these 3 groups you're feeling most drawn to, click on your timestamp and join me in your reading. So the first thing I want you to do with me is to take in 2 deep, mindful breaths. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Now I want you to focus on clearing your mind. It's natural to have thoughts racing at this point. I want you to embrace each thought as it comes and let it slip as quickly as it came in. Focus on clearing and balancing out these thoughts so that they come and go without a desire to be attached to them. And now, with a rested mind, I want you to think of the first group that comes to your mind. It may be a number, it may be an object that I showed you. It could be a specific color, it could be a feeling that you felt when I showed you each of the groups today. When you are ready and when you feel confident, select your group and join me in your reading. Hi my group ones, and welcome to your reading. It is so lovely to have you all here. Before we get into your reading, please make sure that you have something to take notes with so that you're writing down everything that does resonate. I want to apologize in advance because it's been a while since I've done this reading, so I feel like I'm going to get too excited with your group and just end up having to take deep breaths every now and then, like I'm already running out of air talking. So with that little spiel out of the way, let's have a look at what is the next stage of your connection. If you chose this, make it look like the Knight card, make it look like the Knight, then this will be your reading. So let's get your oracle cards laid out. I'm going to keep this piece of paper close so that I'm following everything and I don't miss anything. Spirit, what is the next stage of this connection for group 1? Make it look like the Knight. In the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck, we have Star Ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. Okay, interesting. From the Tea Leaf Oracle deck, we have Goldfish. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. In the Kim Kran's, what is this? Archetypes Oracle deck. We have the Castle card, which is the number 43. And we also have, you guys got 2 of these cards. Not every group got 2. We have the Temple card, which is the number 39. So the number 3 is very significant for this group. You've got the number 3 on 3 different cards. So on all the cards that have numbers, you guys got the number 3. So let me pull my crystals close. What is the next stage of this connection? It feels like this connection is aligned with some sort of higher knowing. This connection is a big part of your soul purpose. That doesn't mean that the connection itself is very profound. In fact, it might be that you have a period of introspection next, as I'm seeing a lot of opportunity to process, to think, to reflect, and to heal. The temple for me is a place to have that peace and to possibly meditate and pray, but also to gain wisdom. And you have spiritual growth over here as well. Follow the voice of your soul. It feels like your spiritual teams are guiding you to both make a wise decision in the next stage of this connection, or about the next stage of this connection. Because the next stage, honestly, has a lot of uncertainty in it. It has a lot of ambiguity, as though you're each having to focus on yourselves and kind of look over your shoulder and remind yourself every now and then of how your individual actions are impacting your shared connection. You and this person seem very focused on increasing material wealth. You each seem to be trying to protect your assets. And the next stage of this connection is about following what your soul is telling you is the best thing to do in order to expand. I do think that stability is very important to you both. And because of that, there could be a conflict here, an inner conflict especially, of recognizing that your journey towards material wealth is creating a physical separation or an emotional separation between the two of you. But I'm also seeing a lot of green over here, which to me is heart chakra energy, anahata. So this feels like you're each appreciating how this connection is maybe so compassionate, because it feels like you both are being respectful of each other's need to grow. You could feel like this person is giving you a lot of compassion and being very patient, or vice versa, you're being very compassionate and very patient. But I can also see that this heart chakra energy is about healing. And ultimately, the temple is about trying to follow advice or guidance from a higher source, from a higher power, in terms of how I read it. I just want to point out that I do read tarot intuitively, so I don't often follow guidebooks. There's only specific decks, which one of them we will use in your extended reading, where I like to use the guidebook. So let's get some other cards out now, shall we? Let's have a look at your current energies. Okay, we'll use this. Actually, the deck that I get clarity on is this deck too, so we'll see if we need to. Okay, Spirit, so this is where I'm going to break your reading up into two separate energies. I'm going to have a look at person A's current energy and person B's current energy. And the reason I'm doing that is so that you can see how both people in this connection are currently feeling, and you can decide who you resonate with the most. You as the viewer can resonate as being either person A or person B, and whoever you resonate with, the other person in this connection will be the other person that I'm reading. So if you resonate as person B, then your person is person A. All right, Spirit. What are person A's current energies towards this connection? Our person A's current energies. Okay. We have the owl card coming out with an earthy energy. This gives me Libra energy, and I'm also hearing the words judgmental. But ultimately, the owl's energy is very wise, and they do have a spiritual flair of being intuitive and perceptive. What is person B's current energy towards this connection? We have the vulture. So you're both in a perceptive energy. The vulture's energy is about making the most out of a situation, though. The vulture's energy is very scavengerous and almost to the point where it's an underdog. Like, most people will look at this energy or this animal and go, ugh, it's not really an ideal card to get. But that's the beauty of it. This is an animal through evolution that was designed to make the most out of an unfortunate situation. It's also a vital part of the ecosystem. Interesting. At the back of the deck, we have the dolphin energy. So, I do just want to get one more card. What deck should I use though, Spirit? Oh, we're going to use tarot. Okay, so cute. All right. So we'll stick to these first. So person A's energy with the owl. Like I said, this energy is very perceptive. It's very observant. And owls' visions are incredibly strong. Like they see things in such minute details. So person A may even be overthinking things. Person A is definitely feeling like they have a lot of information about the current connection. And their current energy is that they may even be processing that information. They may feel like they have a lot of information to think about, and they may feel like they need to understand the situation by taking a step back, getting a higher sort of point of view. Person A may have asked for space because of this, or person A may have distanced themselves a little bit. This owl energy is not only perceptive, but it is also wise and intuitive and instinctual. Person A has the luxury of feeling like they have an upper hand in some way. I consider an owl to be a predator. So I do feel like person A has a lot of poise and grace in this connection. Person A feels like somebody who is naturally doing better in this connection than person B. Whether person A believes that or not, the owl simply is this graceful energy. But in terms of the connection and taking a step back, I believe that an external person would assume this as well. And I believe that person B assumes this as well. So I'm going to have a look at the guidebook and just double check if I've missed anything with this beautiful card. Oops, I thought the owl was at the back. Here's the vulture. Okay, here's the owl. So I'm going to hold it up to the screen in case you want to read it first, but I will read this page out to everybody. Okay, so the owl card represents abundance. There's that 333 energy. Clairvoyancy and treasures. The owl is a mysterious and otherworldly creature found in folklore from east to west. The white owl in this particular deck is the companion of the goddess Lakshmi and represents wealth, beauty, and good fortune. When the owl card appears, it's an omen that a boon or treasure is on the way, either in spiritual or material form. With owl wisdom on your side, you'll see and know exactly what to do with this boon, how it can further serve your dharma and bring abundance to the world. Trust that the wellspring of treasures is infinite. When in balance, this energy is generous, trusting, and secure. So the owl energy feels extremely abundant. Person A may even be considering offering something to this connection to help it continue to grow. Person A comes across as somebody who's very secure, very successful, an omen of treasure. So person A's energy towards the connection is that they are either gaining perspective on what they know in this connection, or they have recently gained perspective that is going to help this connection maintain that trusting, secure, and generous space. I also think that person A is quite attractive. I think that this attractivity is bigger than just like what the other person thinks of the other person. I think that it's an objective attraction. In that person A just comes across as somebody that other people find very attractive and that other people may assume is like a good omen, or like somebody who attracts a lot of attention. Okay, so we're going to have a look at person B now with this vulture energy. So here's what the vulture is about in this deck. I'm going to read it out again as well. So the vulture represents a guardian and purifier essential for balance. The vulture is perhaps the most misunderstood creature of all. This intriguing bird balances our ecosystem and prevents the spread of disease. It does the dirty work that no one else wants to do and cleans up our messes. The vulture appears when there's a situation that needs to be purified or brought back into balance. Remember, the vulture is greatly undervalued. What you thought was a mistake or tragedy is a blessing in disguise. When in balance, this energy clarifies and reveals wisdom. To bring it into balance, clean your space and sage. So between the two of you, person B's energy may be feeling a little bit misunderstood. There's mystery around person A, but there's intrigue. Person B, their current energy towards the connection is that I feel like person A is very intrigued by this person. And person B is looking at person A as, this is somebody that can give me more information, more knowledge. They have something that I need. And I don't think that this is a bad sense of need. I think it's a sense of need in that person B is looking at person A like they have information that I need. So ultimately, person B's energy towards this connection is that it needs to be purified. There may need to be a mess that's cleared up, or they could feel like person A is going to be able to help them purify and bring more balance. But this also could be a connection that is very purposeful, and that there's some sort of purpose between the two of you on a practical level that you can each help each other with. Person B is believing that this connection may have started off on the wrong foot, or you may have met under circumstances where, they were going through something, but they believe that this connection is going to help rebalance that mistake or tragedy. They may also feel like they need to rebalance this connection from a place of making mistakes or tragedies. So I'm going to get some more tarot. I haven't gotten any tarot actually. Let's get some tarot out. I'm going to use this black and white deck because I just think it's going to pop more. This is the Best Tarot deck by Mike Costany. Person A, Spirit. In 1 or 2 cards, what is person A's current energies towards the connection? What is person A's current energies? We have the 5 of Wands. What is person B's current energies towards the connection, Spirit? We have the King of Pentacles reversed. And what is the energy of the connection currently? Okay, the Ace of Cups in the reverse position. So it seems like this connection's current energy with Dolphin is still in a space of trying to figure out how you can sort of gain something from the other person. I do think that the current energy is not coming from a place of how can I help you? It's this energy of how can you help me? And that seems to be mutual. You each seem to be looking at the other person of, well, how can you help me on my journey? And how can this situation be beneficial to me? There's a lot of self energy here. With the Ace of Cups reversed, because of that, it feels like you're each protecting your emotions. You're not 100% ready to really take that next step in this connection in terms of a step up of more seriousness. There's still an energy here of playfulness with the dolphin. And this dolphin energy wasn't elaborated previously, so let me get into that quickly. The dolphin is a water energy, naturally. Let's have a look. I feel like your songs that I've put in this reading are going to be a little bit helpful, but I think that what would be most helpful is to shuffle your own Spotify playlist and ask Spirit, just before you shuffle, say, Spirit, which of these songs contains the most honest messages about my connection to that person? And then shuffle your playlist. Whether it's an Apple Music playlist, a Spotify playlist, a YouTube playlist, Amazon Music playlist, whatever the heck it is, shuffle that playlist. And whatever song comes up first, I feel like that song is going to give you additional messages. So the Dolphin card in this deck, here it is. I am going to read it out. Innately intelligent, healer, light, and blessings. The gifts of the dolphin are beyond what our human minds can grasp. Dolphin personalities are often drawn to the healing arts, as they are sensitive to the subtle and enjoy working on the level of spirit. It's easy for dolphin types to underestimate the impact they make in the world. These creatures play such an important role in the wheel of karma that coming in contact with a dolphin type will change the entire course of your day and thus your life. This card can also indicate a profound blessing is on the way. When in balance, this energy is an active healer, has a strong spiritual practice, and to bring it into balance, like-minded spirits. So I feel like the current energy of the connection is there is still a playfulness here, but there's an energy of healing. You two may be very similar in the right ways. You did both come out as air signs, but you may also be mirroring each other's thoughts, feelings, and fears. You could be very perceptive of this person, and they're very perceptive of you. This person is mostly focused on the fact that they need to make... Person B is mostly focused on the fact that they need to try to turn a negative into a positive, and person A is mostly trying to figure out, well, what am I learning from this situation? So the energy of the connection is that you are each being triggered and you are each having to kind of focus on some sort of healing and filling your own cup first before you try to fill the other person's cup. Now, person A's current energy with the Five of Wands is telling me that they feel like this connection is currently a challenge energetically. They could feel like they're being pulled in a lot of different directions. Their current energy is that they're having to be very perceptive and aware. They may also feel like there are a lot of things going on in the connection. There's a lot of things to consider. The Five of Wands is a card of competition and almost feeling like you have to compete in this situation. So person A could feel like they have to kind of compete for person B's attention. But I also feel like as an energy, person A's current energy is that this situation has become quite challenging. And the connection right now is in a space of change. And the changes are difficult and the changes require a lot of attention. I feel like person A is trying to be proactive. Person A is trying to roll with the punches and just sort of take it as it comes. I do believe that person A is still being optimistic about this connection. I don't believe that these challenges feel like they're going to defeat person A. I believe that person A looks at this as just a part of the transformation process. I also think person A's current energy is that this connection is going through changes that can easily be overcome, and they're almost like a natural part of the process. And this could be a newer connection. This could be somebody that you just sort of met, or this could be a connection that has had a new beginning recently, and you're each trying to navigate that uncertainty of like, what is this going to turn into from here on? Person B's current energy with the King of Pentacles reversed is that they don't feel very secure. They are needing increase in material wealth right now. Person B may be more focused on their individual stability. Their current energy towards this connection is a feeling of insecurity, uncertainty. There is also a question mark of loyalty with this card. The King of Pentacles is somebody who is very cautious about who they commit to and what they sign up for and how they devote their time and their resources. Person B's love language, just if it resonates, may be more about the material world, whether that's gifts or just sort of doing things, acts of service. They may be someone that needs to feel physically and financially secure in order to feel secure in a relationship. I do believe that person B's current energy towards the connection is that they are being self-focused, self-centered, and maybe even selfish right now. They are also needing to prioritize their career, their work, and their commitments and responsibilities. So that is taking their attention away from person A. So speaking of focus, let's have a look at what you're each focused on right now. I want to get tarot and I want to get an oracle card. So let's get an oracle card first. Actually, not this deck. This deck will give us the advice. We'll use this deck. What is person A currently focused on in this connection, Spirit? What is person A currently focused on? Okay, we've got 2 cards. What is person B currently focused on? Okay, we've got 2 cards as well. We've got a lot of cards, 3rd house as well. Okay, so the back of the deck is the 5th house. So more of that fun, that play, dating, romance. What else? Self-expression. I feel like the energy of the connection is there is still a lot of fun. There is still this energy of having fun with each other. So this could be somebody that you're dating for the 5th house to come out. There's romances in the air. But this could also be somebody that you're just trying to have some fun with. Even if the connection is more serious at times and there's other serious stuff going on, there's a kindred energy between the 2 of you where you're both similar enough to be able to enjoy each other's companionship, company. So person A is focused on Eros and Pluto. Person B is focused on Pisces, Saturn, obviously, and the 3rd house. Okay. So if we have a look over here at person A's energy, these oracle cards tell me that person A is mostly focused on giving affection in the right ways. It seems with Eros here that person A is trying to protect their feelings. Person A probably does have feelings for person B. There is this energy of I like you too much. Given the situation with this 5 of Wands, right? Given the situation and with my wisdom and my intuition, I probably like you too much. I may have even crossed a boundary with you. I may have crossed a line. With that being said, there's still a curiosity here, and there's an intrigue and a mystery around person B's feelings in this situation and how person B is interpreting person A. So I feel like person A is very unsure about where person B's interests lie and what they want from person A. Person B is definitely focused on trying to make sure that this connection has a smooth, sort of fun, playful energy. But with Pluto here, person A is also having to pay attention to the fact that the connection is changing. Pluto is talking about a transformation, and person A's focus is on the fact that there needs to be transformation here. We can't just keep doing the same thing in this connection. Person A could be focused on other changes and transformations going on in other aspects of their life as well. Person A may feel like there's just a lot happening right now. And that's why person A is probably protecting their feelings, because they need to just sort of let the situation develop a bit more before they feel confident about how they feel. Whereas person B over here is really wanting to communicate with person A because they feel like the situation has become confusing. There is a lot of ambiguity. There is enough of an interest and an intrigue as well as a connection for person B to feel safe communicating with person A. But they definitely are going to communicate with the intention of getting clarity. Person B's focus is in making communication a tool to get specific information. This isn't about trying to make the situation more confusing. So person B's communication style may have changed recently because they are currently focused on saying things that offer answers and asking questions that can deliver specific answers. Person B has definitely become more serious, where person A is noticing a shift in that seriousness and is kind of reacting to person B. Person B with the Saturn card is feeling like this connection is teaching them something the hard way. Saturn is about learning lessons and receiving karma and having to kind of do things the hard way, making things a little bit tricky and exhausting at times. Person B is focused on their work as well, but person B is also trying to, just deal with whatever's in front of them. They are trying to make sure that they're doing things the right way so that they don't make mistakes that can come back and bite them on the ass. So I do think that person B is really trying to make sure that when they do something in this connection, they're doing it the right way the first time. With that being said, that's where communication could have switched up with person B, because they are very responsibilities focused right now. And I believe that this person takes their responsibilities very seriously, especially if they've recently changed careers or jobs or whatever that situation could look like for person B. So let's get some advice for each of these energies. Spirit, what advice do you have for person A and this connection? Actually, before we get advice, let's just once and for all have a look at what is next in this connection. For my group ones, to close your reading, what is next in this connection for group 1? Okay, we have the Knight of Wands. We also have, are we taking it? No. The Seven of Cups reversed. The Magician reversed. What is next? What is the next stage of this connection, Spirit? Wow. What is the next stage? Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles. And at the back of the deck is the Three of Pentacles. So I do see that the next stage of this connection is working together towards shared goals. You both seem to want similar things, and this connection could be very practical in some way, in that you're both helping each other achieve things that you individually want because there's a mutual interest in that success, but you may also have shared goals together. So aside from generally helping this person achieve something and them helping you achieve something, it's like you're investing time into achieving something together. With that being said, I do see a spontaneous flare in the next stage of your connection. The Knight of Wands can talk about short-term travel, anything less than 2 weeks. It could also talk about a day trip, and ultimately an exciting, passionate shift in the connection. So the next stage of this connection is that there is going to be a passionate shift that could inspire new intensity. It could also inspire a flare of interest if things have become a little bit stagnant. But I do think that the focus of this passion is growth, because we saw that all throughout your oracle cards. The Seven of Cups reversed, I do think that the next stage of this connection is about gaining clarity on how you feel. You each need to understand what your options are so that you can choose an option very clearly. You are both getting clarity on how you feel in this connection, and you're both getting clarity over what you want to do in the next stage of this connection. With the Magician reverse, you guys may be cutting through the bullshit, for lack of a better word. Sorry, YouTube, don't demonetize me. I'm just out here trying to be honest, and that's what you're trying to do as well. The Magician is, a powerful communicator, but this card also can talk about smoke and mirrors, and being so good at communicating that you can just say whatever you want and get away with anything that you want. So when I see this card reversed in your spread, it tells me that the next stage of this connection is about honesty. Let's cut the bullshit. Let's stop saying what we think the other person wants to hear, and let's start being honest about what we need to say, and about what we want, and about what we want to say. So I do think that some very honest communication is going to occur in the next stage of the connection. And the thing about information and honest communication is that it helps us be prepared for what is coming next. So I do think with the Ace of Pentacles over here, there's going to be a new opportunity in this connection to grow something more tangible. Now, if this is a romantic connection, this Ace of Pentacles could be talking about a solid opportunity to create a more solid connection, something that is more stable, more sort of long-term focused. If this is a friendship, it looks like the two of you are going to be spending more meaningful time together, and there's going to be more certainty over the fact that you're going to be spending a lot more time together. If this is a business relationship, your time together is cultivating new opportunities, and you two will be focusing on cultivating a new opportunity together. Whatever this is, it is about growing, and it is about pooling resources together to create more growth together. So that's what I'm seeing. Let's get that closing advice now. What is the closing advice for person A in terms of what is next in this connection? Person A, we have talent reversed. What is the closing advice for person B? We have beauty. At the back of the deck is life purpose. Wow. There's been so much energy of purpose in this group. Purpose, purpose, purpose. What is the advice for person A in this connection? For person A, Spirit. Okay. We have lemon, which is cleansing. Person B. What is the next stage of this connection for person B in terms of advice, Spirit? We have positivity. So I'm getting a cautionary message for person B. Person B, at the back of the deck, we have rejuvenation. So I'm going to just chuck that in the middle. Person B, if you resonate as person B, you really need to work on your self-worth and your self-esteem, because how you see yourself is impacting this connection. You need to be very positive, and you need to really make sure that you're not defeating yourself before you even let this person get to know the real you. There is this energy of having a positive mindset as well as a positive self-image. So my advice to person B is to really focus on having a positive mindset and a positive self-image. But person B, your spiritual team, which could even include some of your loved ones who are still alive today, are really encouraging you to see the good in yourself, to see the beauty in yourself, to see the value in yourself. Don't rely on person A's attention or effort to make you feel worthy. Person A, my advice for you is to understand that you are very resourceful. Person A, you have a lot to offer, and I'm not here to take away from person B's individual efforts and what they have to offer. But where person B is kind of maybe struggling with positivity and self-image, person A is struggling with how they want to invest their resources, their energy, and their time. Person A, I feel like you need to be very careful about the external opinions that you let into this connection. You need to be very careful about who you talk to, and you need to be very clear on how you feel. You need to not let other people's feelings impact how you feel, whether that's people who are outside of this connection or whether that's this person. Your advice is to cleanse and to be very mindful of how talking about this situation to other people impacts your own feelings. You're very empathetic, you're very intuitive, and what other people say to you impact how you feel and how you think. Give yourself space and time to self-regulate and to really understand what you want, and especially before you have to communicate something, because you don't want to communicate from a space of, well, this is what, I think I need to say, but you're just reacting to somebody else's opinion of this situation. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Group 1. When it comes to the next stage of this connection, I'm going to end your YouTube reading now, and we will go into your extended reading, where we will have a look at you and your person's thoughts, feelings, intentions, actions, and we'll also get advice We will do that in the person A, person B format, just to keep it clear. If you found the first part of your reading helpful, and if you would like to extend those messages and support me and this channel, the link to your extended reading is in the description box. That link will take you to my website, Group 1, where I host a lot of readings, so please double check, triple check that you have clicked on the right group before you check out. You are Group 1 of the What is the Next Stage of This Connection reading that I posted on YouTube in February. So if you're joining me there, I will see you soon. But if this is where you are leaving us for now, until our paths cross again, thank you so much for your time, your energy, and your support. I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, and joy on your journey moving forward. Look after your beautiful self, and I will see you again in another video. Bye. Hi Group 2, and welcome to your reading. Let me just change this microphone around a little bit. If you chose the Everything You Need to Soon card, then this is going to be your tarot reading today. We are going to be asking Spirit, what is the next stage of the connection that is on your mind? It's very important that you come to this reading with a specific connection in mind. We are going to be asking a lot of questions about this connection to get a better understanding of what the next stage is. And there is also going to be an extended reading. I've got everything written out over here, which I am keeping close, just so that I can, keep track and make sure that we're covering everything, basically. So let me just get a little bit more comfortable for you. Now, sweet souls, I highly recommend that you get something to take notes with so that you're writing down what resonates, what doesn't resonate, just in case it resonates at a later date. And let's get into it. Group 2, please, Spirit. What is next? What is the next stage of this connection? Everything you need to soon. Your other oracle card is Hunter. Track down your fears and desires. And that was from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle deck, and from the Kim Kran's Archetypes deck, you have the Apocalypsis card. Interesting. You also have the Elephant card. A long journey, either physical or mental, will leave you wiser at the end. Interesting. Okay. So, everything you need to soon. The next stage of this connection. Let me just tune into your energy real quick, my beautiful Group 2s. I feel like the next stage of this connection is about some sort of realization. It's like you have a realization about where the connection is at, where it's headed to. Some of you didn't realize that things were building. You had just been subconsciously contributing energy and time and effort into this, not realizing how much of an impact you each were having on each other. This connection seems to be becoming more stronger. And I do think that that strength is not a great thing for you. Like, just because it's stronger doesn't mean you're happy about that level of strength. Some of you are a little afraid of what is happening next. You don't seem to feel prepared for the next stage of this connection. You seem to feel nervous about what could happen next. And you seem to feel concerned. I'm a little worried about how you think about the future of this connection. There seems to be hesitancy, or it's kind of like the heart wants it, but the mind contains doubts. There's an element here of feeling as though the strength of this connection is out of your control, as though things are just happening really fast, or currently things seem to be happening really fast. And it's very frustrating because I just worry about this energy of like, I don't control the outcome That's what this feels like. So the next stage of this connection is going to give you this sense of like, well, I've learned a lesson from this experience. But you also seem to be achieving something before you feel ready for it. You don't feel ready for this. So I will be asking with tarot at the end, what is the next stage of this connection as well? But we're going to elaborate on these themes just to kind of get a better understanding of how we get to that next stage. So I do want to have a look at what your current energies are. Let's have a look. What do we want to get? This card. Thank you, Spirit. For my group 2s, please, Spirit. This is where we do the person A, person B thing. So pick a person that you resonate most with, and your person, the other person in this connection, is likely to be the other person that I'm talking about. So for my group 2s, what is person A's energy towards this connection currently? What is person A's energy? Okay, person A is the spider in shadow. What is person B's current energy towards this connection, Spirit? Okay, we got the elephant and the peacock. Okay. The elephant and the peacock. Okay, so very different energies. I am seeing an earth sign, an air sign, and a fire sign with water at the back. So technically we got everything here. But person A could have mostly earth in their chart, or they could be trying to be very grounded right now. Person A seems to be the one that has a lot of fears. They're worried, they're concerned because they want more stability. They want to feel more certain about what is happening and about what will happen in the near future. Person A is the one that is mostly concerned because person A also has a lot going on. Their current energy towards the connection is that they're trying to prioritize this connection, but they also have to prioritize the other aspects of their life. Person A is feeling some sort of strong connection to person B. They don't know how to label it. They don't know how to act upon it. They just are acknowledging the fact that there is this strong connection. Person A is also trying to be open to where things will unfold and how things will unfold naturally. I feel like person A may unknowingly be very spiritual in that they are just sort of going with the flow, letting the energy unfold without controlling it or forcing it. But person A does seem to be a little unsure about the future of this connection. I do think that person A is also somebody that has backup plans because they need to be prepared for if something falls through here. So person A may be making sure that they have stability in other areas of their life, or that they have backup plans in the sense of if they can't have a stable, successful, reliable connection in future with this situation, then they have something else to fall back on. And that backup plan could vary depending on where this person's attention is focused. But I feel like this is someone that doesn't like to feel like they've been let down or that they've been led on. This is somebody that likes to feel like they will always come out on top, even if whatever they're focusing their attention on isn't focused on them. So I do think that person A is a bit self-protective, self-defensive, and may even be kind of doing what they can to protect themselves right now in this connection, which could also look like creating sort of emotional distance or just sort of coming across as very practical and pragmatic right now. I do want to read from the guidebook for this card as well. Okay, the spider. Yeah, person A does feel really lost. I forgot about the Dharma. This is what the spider card says in this deck. I'm going to read it out as well, but pause if you want to read for yourself. So the spider card is the creator of prosperity through life's work, Dharma. The spider is an ingenious creator. Its greatest gift is weaving the thread of Dharma into a vast, intricate web that supports the spider and those around it, both financially and spiritually. It is hard work, but the spider neither tires nor becomes impatient. This card reminds us creativity is everywhere. Be process-oriented rather than results-oriented, and soon your work becomes like the weaving of a magical, priceless tapestry. Abundance follows. When in balance, this energy is appreciative, enthusiastic, and prosperous. However, this energy is out of balance, so person A may be feeling discouraged, tired, forlorn. To bring it into balance, playful creativity is recommended. So person A does seem to be a little discouraged here. They may be overwhelmed with financial concerns right now as well. Person A's energy wants to believe that things wouldn't have happened unless they had happened for a reason. But person A is struggling to find the solution of what all of this means right now. I do think that person A is a little overwhelmed, but also is trying not to get their hopes up. Person A may have at one time really imagined a very successful outcome in this connection. And now they're just in a state of kind of feeling like things are out of their control, and they are trying to do what they can to focus on other areas of their life, because this card really represents that hard work. When it's out of balance, it's like this person feels like they can't invest too much in this situation. They don't want to overinvest right now. So let's have a look at person B. Person B may be the person who is bearing the brunt of the issues in this connection, or they are just coming across as the problem solver. The elephant in this deck is about removing obstacles and feeling very determined towards doing that as well. Aries could be significant. This energy feels very reactive and passionate and motivated. That's very Aries energy. But we got the elephant twice as well, so elephants could just be significant here in this connection. I'm seeing that this energy is very much about trying to be proactive and trying to push through whatever resistance or challenges are felt, especially with this peacock energy too. The peacock energy is almost an energy of trying to impress. So person B's energy could feel like they have a lot to prove towards person A. Person B seems to be trying to prove themselves, trying to show off their skills, their talents, what they have to offer this connection. And person B is also trying to come across as somebody that is capable, is confident, is strong enough. There is a lot of masculine energy in person B's energy. That doesn't mean that they are male. Masculine energy is very determined, has a lot of courage, and doesn't give up easily. Masculine energy is also very reactive and proactive. They initiate and they follow up. Whereas person A may be more kind of just reacting to whatever person B does. Person A may also be just kind of giving person B space, because person B seems to be taking up a lot of space. Person B's energy is very large and in charge. That's what it kind of feels like. All this fire and air is like very masculine energy. Very masculine energy. I'm hearing I just want to impress you. So regardless of the dynamic of this connection, whether it's a romantic connection, platonic connection, professional connection, person B's energy is very much trying to peacock, impress person A. Person A doesn't have complete faith in person B, but person A wants to believe. Person A hasn't lost hope. Person A is just waiting for more proof, for more confirmation, for more information. So I do want to read from the guidebook for these two cards, just in case there's more messages, because I do know those cards pretty well. But just in case. There could be something here. Okay, we'll start with the peacock. So here's what the peacock says in this book. Pause if you want to read for yourself. I will be reading it for us as well. The peacock card is about inner beauty, compassion, and is the assimilator of anything. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage. which is the feathers. But the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life so that it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. When in balance, this energy is confident and kind. To bring it into balance, meditation on your navel. So yeah, there's that masculine energy, unrivaled. It's a very advanced level of acceptance of self and others. So person B's energy towards person A is that they seem to know that they have what it takes. They're very confident, but they're also displaying a lot of compassion towards whatever person A is going through. And now I'm kind of noticing that person B may be wanting to kind of not just prove to person A that they are capable and strong, but they may also be trying to prove a point. Person B may feel that person A's kind of making things out to be worse than they are. But I do feel that person B is also trying to just sort of have compassion for whatever challenges or fears person A is experiencing. Let's have a look at this elephant. Okay, here's what the elephant says in this deck, in the guidebook in this deck, I should say. So the elephant is unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles, so if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way within the light of self-knowledge. When in balance, this card is about a one-pointed focus, being generous and loving. To bring it into balance, trust. So yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like person B is more so wanting to help person A overcome their struggles. Person B also seems to be trying to represent a patient, wise, compassionate energy in person A's life. It's like person B is just trying to come across as somebody who is there if person A needs them, dependable. These two do not feel energetically aligned. One person is feeling very discouraged and almost insecure, and the other person is very confident and holding a lot of authenticity within self. But there is a lot of compassion here for whatever person A may be going through. So let's get a better understanding of the current energies. Spirit, what is person A's current energy towards person B? We have the Devil card reversed. What is person A's current energy towards person B? We have the Ten of Cups. What is person A's current energy towards person B? Oh, we have the Three of Pentacles. At the back of this deck is the Five of Swords reversed. Okay, let's have a look at person B. I'm going to use this deck. What is person B's energy towards person A, Spirit? What is person B's energy towards person A? What is person B's energy? We have the Two of Cups reversed. We have the Page of Swords upright. What is person B's energy? We also have the Temperance card reversed. And we have the Five of Cups. So this is interesting. This is not what I expected from person B. Wow. I feel like person B is trying to be the, like, what's the word? Where you're like trying to take the higher ground. Trying to be the more mature person. This is not what I expected. This connection does seem to almost be at a standstill. So the current energies of both parties is disappointment. In different ways though. I really want to focus on person B because they are the ones that know more. Person B has been processing this situation, and person B kind of knows where they stand and what they feel. Person A doesn't yet. Person A is feeling distracted and doesn't really realize that person B has come to a conclusion. So even though person A was the one that initially felt most discouraged, person A is also the one that still feels like this is salvageable, where person B is kind of like protecting themselves from person A's lack of clarity. So person B, based on the tarot, and the kind of like the oracle cards are really hitting different now with tarot being here. Person B has decided to agree to disagree. Their current energy towards the connection and towards person A is that there seem to be differences that are making it hard to rely on person A when it comes to what the next stage of this connection is. Person B is being very self-focused, independent, and protective. Person B believes that the differences here have not been able to sort of assimilate as much as person B wants to. It seems like they feel frustrated by the fact that person A just can't meet them halfway. That frustration was released through compassion almost as soon as it was felt. And now person B feels disappointed more than anything. Person B is trying to hold love in the space of empathy and compassion for person A, in that they're trying to be understanding that whatever person A is going through, you know, it wasn't personal, or it's not something that they meant to impact person B. But I also feel like person B is at this point just sort of curiously entertaining the connection. Person B's hopes were shattered. Currently, person B is not emotionally invested in this connection. Person B is trying to emotionally protect themselves. And I do think that these disappointments are surrounding being on the same page and feeling seen and heard in this connection. Person B just doesn't feel emotionally supported by person A. Person B doesn't feel like person A has their best interest at heart. I'm almost getting that person B is somebody who is really ready for the next stage, for something that contains more substance, more depth, more mutual support. But person B has realized that person A isn't ready for that. And so now person B is just having to kind of figure out, well, where to from here in this specific connection. So while person A was initially the person who I felt had backups, I actually feel like person B is the person who would recover from this connection a lot faster and would attract something a lot more substantial a lot quicker. Person B has a lot of stability to fall back on, and person B has a very magnetic, attractive energy that makes it hard for them to kind of blend in and be overlooked. Person B's energy fills a room, and in this connection they feel very overlooked. They feel very underappreciated, and they feel very underutilized, as though they have so much more to offer and so much more to gain. They honestly just feel like this connection has really gotten their hopes up. Because at some stage they did believe that they were more compatible and that this connection had a lot more potential. But they feel like person A has kind of pushed them aside and overlooked them and just sort of gone, yeah, I'll tell you about it when I figure it out for myself. Instead of, well, this is what I'm going through and I don't want to bother you, but I do want to be honest with you. And if you could help out, that would be great. I feel like that's what person B was expecting. More honesty, more openness, more emotional intimacy. They feel very emotionally discarded. And I feel like they've already processed that loss, that almost heartbreak, that disappointment. They're just trying to kind of look at the situation through whatever's left now. They feel very let down. Whereas person A's energy over here doesn't seem to fully understand what person B's been going through. Person A's current energy is to try to find the easiest way through the situation that they're going through. Person A has sometimes had to choose themselves over this connection, over this person B. And they've done so thinking that it was just the best thing to do. Person B would do it too. The Five of Swords reversed is almost like being between a rock and a hard place, recognizing that it's a win or lose situation. And the only thing that you can do is choose what is best for you. But when it's reversed, it's like, no, there were other options. Like, we could have handled this a lot better. And now the situation has become more challenging, more tricky, more offensive, more defensive. These little challenges have become bigger than they originally were because we didn't handle them well to begin with, because we weren't completely honest, because we struggled with our communication, and because we didn't show up authentically from the beginning. And so now this little mountain, or this little molehill, is turned into a huge mountain in group A's or person A's life. Person A's current energy towards this connection is that they are making mountains out of molehills because they are struggling to communicate authentically, and they are struggling to make the moves in this connection that they want to. Their physical actions seem to be blocked. Person A's current energy is that they are trying to find the easy way out. It seems with the Devil card reversed that not all that glitters is gold, but they didn't realize that until now. Person A may be feeling like they have wasted time on little things instead of trying to put effort into more stable, sort of longer, sustainably gratifying experiences. They may have overspent or overindulged recently. I also get the feeling that person A has used this connection as a distraction, and it's come back to kind of bite them on the ass a little bit. Person A's current energy towards the connection is that they regret the choices they made, the actions they took, and the things that they did. Because person A seems to feel like this connection is very shaky and that it's currently transactional in some way, as though you two only really interact or connect when you need something from each other, which is not the capacity that they wanted it to be in when they first kind of engaged with person B. And now person A almost feels like they can't really connect with person B unless they give back what they've taken, or unless they kind of break the mold and change their patterns and their behaviors. And it's hard for them to do that. This is somebody that's looking for the easy way out. What's more comfortable? Well, I'm used to this connection being a distraction, and it's easier when we don't talk about the big things, and it's easier when we can just sort of have fun and get drunk, and it's easier when we can just go out and do things without having to worry about what's going to happen next month. Person A's energy is using this connection as a distraction. And with the Ten of Cups reversed, there's this hollow void that they think they're hiding. But they know that person B is not somebody who they can have in their future. But they selfishly are doing what they can to distract and deflect that knowing from person B. It's like I'm hearing that song, I'm Mr. Right Now by Drake and 21 Savage. I ain't Mr. Right, but I'm Mr. Right now. That's what this energy gives. I ain't Mr. Right, but I'm Mr. Right now. 10 of Cups reversed. I know I can't make you happy. I know that what I'm doing isn't making either of us happy. But it's easier this way. I do think that person A has really lost themselves, and that could be why person B is being so compassionate and patient. But that's also why person B is protecting themselves, because person A is a void of emptiness when it comes to emotional connection. 10 of Cups reversed. This is somebody who is burning bridges left, right, and center. This is somebody who would have had breakdowns in multiple relationships in their life simultaneously. Friends are turning around going, where have you been for the last 3 weeks? Their boss is saying, why didn't you show up for the last 2 shifts? Their mother's saying, where were you? It was my birthday. You know, like, it almost feels like person A has just had this snowball effect of instant gratification and indulging to the point where they have neglected a lot of their responsibilities. But when it comes to their energy towards this connection, they still want to work with person B. They still want to collaborate. They still want to be a part of this. They're actually hoping that person B can help them. I think that person A really admires person B and looks up to them and what they're capable of. But I also think that person A kind of knows that they can't really offer anything substantial right now. This could be a very complicated connection with a lot of history, or it could be a connection that is still new, developing, and is struggling to get off the ground. Person A is really wanting to kind of spend more quality time, but it seems like they want to do it in very specific ways. They're not very flexible. This is somebody that makes things harder than it needs to be, probably subconsciously. They don't do it on purpose, but they might have the impulse to want to do things, and then all of a sudden, oh my God, that's so hard though. Like, oh, I really want to see you, but I can't see you like that. Like, I'm only available at these hours. And person B is kind of like, well, why did you even connect with me in the first place if you weren't able to actually spend time with me? I do think that person B is trying to keep up with person A, especially communication-wise. Like, there is this strong feeling of like, I need to just make sure that I'm there for them and that they know I'm there for them. But I also need to protect myself and invest into other emotionally satisfying connections. So I do think that person A is feeling that. I think person A is well aware of the fact that person B is not as emotionally available as they used to be. Let's have a look at what each of these people are focused on now. What deck do I want to use, Spirit? Oh yeah, that would be good. Oh wait, I've already used that though. Okay, we'll use Tarot just so we can get straight to the point. What is person A focused on now? Actually, we're going to save Tarot. We'll use this. Tarot's for the end, where we double check what the next stage of this connection is. Okay, Spirit. Person A. What is person A focused on right now? What is person A focused on right now? Okay, there we go. We have the 8th house reversed. What is person B focused on right now? What is person B? Okay, we do have Vesta. There's a few cards. Person B is very focused on their own opportunities. their own connections. Person B might be cultivating a new connection in their life that they're very focused on. Family is very important to person B. Their work is very important. Their habits are very important. Person B is trying to really turn over a new leaf and create like better habits for themselves. So they could have recently set a new personal goal for themselves that they're very focused on. Person A over here with the 8th house reversed, their focus is on transformation. But they're also having a very hard time understanding why things have happened the way that it has. It's like, instead of being able to look at the bigger picture, they're more so in the blame stage of blaming other people and blaming things and blaming that, and kind of looking at other things and going like, oh, if that didn't happen, then I would be fine. If this didn't happen, then I would be fine. Like, it only turned to shit because this person did this to me. And if they just did this like I suggested, like, there's a lot of blame here. The 8th house reverse can also feel like they are focused on protecting themselves to the point where they aren't actually processing, understanding, or developing emotional connections. Consciously or subconsciously, there's a lot of blockages in person A's life, and it is limiting their ability to be connected. Person A may also be working on other people's problems as a form of distraction. Person A may be trying to like heal other people and help other people and offer advice to other people instead of focusing on themselves. Person A seems very focused on personal transformation, but it isn't their own. For some reason, they're out here telling other people how to live their lives. But that's the irony. That's a very human thing to do. I do think that person A is recognizing that within this connection, there needs to be changes, but they don't have the emotional capacity to do that yet. I'm getting very tired channeling this energy. I feel like person A is extremely tired. I think both parties are extremely tired. Person A is exhausted because they know, whether they mean to know or not, what needs to be done in this connection. They also know like what went wrong, but they don't feel like they have the capacity to make any changes, let alone make any changes that are helpful. Yeah. So person B over here does seem to be focused on what is healthy for them. I just want to double check with Vesta, but that's what I'm getting. What is healthy? What is successful? The keeper. Yeah. Keywords: nurturing, warmth, focused devotion, tending, and sacrifice. So I do think that they're trying not to overgive. I think that person B is somebody who is really trying to make sure that they don't overgive, that they don't overdo it, that they don't give too much. They don't want to sacrifice themselves to this connection. They already feel like they've given a lot. They need to be very careful about what they give in future. Person B may also have like a whole other life outside of person A in this connection. I do think that person B is quite stable. I think that they've got a really strong support system around them, and that they're giving a lot of their focus to that support system, those people, those loved ones. I think that there is a lot of stability that attracts person A to person B. But person B is at a point now where they've realized they've got to be careful about that. They can't just be out here offering that and giving that to person A. So let's have a look now at what is next what is the next stage of this connection. What is the next stage of this connection, please, Spirit, for group 2? What is the next stage of this connection for group 2? We have the moon in the reverse position. What is the next stage? We have the chariot. So there's very Cancerian energy here. What is the next stage? We have the King of Pentacles reversed. We have the Four of Cups upright. And at the back of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles. So both individuals seem to be focused on self-success, self-stability, self-achievement, finances, independence, especially financial independence. What is the next stage of this connection? I do think that both of these people are inspired by the other in different ways. There's a part of person A's energy that keeps person B in check, and that keeps them wanting to be ambitious and protective, but also motivated. Person A is very inspired by person B's success and person B's stability. And at times when person A feels like they don't have direction, they look over and they see what person B is doing. So I think that this sense of competition and helpful comparison to the point where both people are aspiring and climbing the ladders of success will continue. But there seems to be a focus here on individuality. I don't think that everything thought and felt will be spoken between you two. I think the next stage of this connection is going to be some sort of emotional connection where there may be a message or a conversation, but I don't think the full depths of those feelings is explored. There could also be travel, because there is some sort of movement here between the two of you that is focused on moving the connection closer together. It feels very temporary. It doesn't feel like a long-term positive shift. It just feels like a sort of one and done maneuver. Well, I really miss you. Can I see you this weekend? Well, I really miss you. Can I come and plan to see you over the next holiday break? There seems to be some sort of plan put in place to try to make more time. But with the King of Pentacles reversed, unless it's put in stone, it's going to fall on the back burner, because both of these people become so busy with their responsibilities, with their individual needs and their financial success or their financial obligations, that they don't end up prioritizing this connection and its full potential. So I can see with the Four of Cups that ultimately the next stage of this connection is still feeling like you're not doing enough for the other person, and still feeling like this connection isn't where you want it to be, still respectively missing that other person, but not fully feeling like you can open up and communicate that. This connection seems to stall, and it is everything you need too soon, because it doesn't seem to be growing idyllically. There are immense moments of intimacy and inspiration in this connection. And then there are drawn out moments of challenges and isolation. So I do think that the next stage is realization of what you each need in this connection. But there's also realization of the fact that you can't fulfill those needs in this connection. So let's get advice now for each of these people in case you resonate as person A or person B. What is the advice for person A, please, Spirit? What is the advice for person A? Transition card, which is my cauliflower card in this deck, and it is reversed. Emotion came out too. Cucumbers. What is person B's advice, Spirit? Wow. Okay, we have success here, which is basil, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Peppermint, my bad. Peppermint. Okay, so the advice. So for person A, sorry guys, my eyes are getting a little tired because it's very bright behind the camera, which is a good thing in terms of filming, but it's a lot. All right, so person A. Person A's advice. Honestly, person A, you need to make sure that you're finding ways to feel and allowing yourself to feel. And you have to feel everything. You can't just force yourself to feel something and then block the other things out. You can't just drown yourself in one emotion and then tell yourself that you're not worthy of other emotions. Person A needs to be more emotive without this energy of victimization and blame, whether you're blaming yourself or other people. Feelings are supposed to be temporary, And I think that person A has this ability of making them more complicated than they need to be by either dwelling in them for too long or by trying to understand them for too long. Emotions are natural, but they're supposed to be temporary. We're supposed to be able to cycle through them, not just get stuck in them. I do think that person A needs to spend more time with family and with people that bring out the best in them, that nurture the best in them, so that they can start to really focus on the best in them as well. With transitions reversed, person A needs to acknowledge how cycles keep repeating and that this is part of a process that is started internally. Person A needs to get to a stage where they are recognizing what is causing the delays and what attachments are causing delays. There is this person in person A's life that keeps them stuck. Their connection to that person is like an anchor, but not in a stable way, because this anchor is heavy and the sea around us is tumultuous. So imagine feeling like you can't move while these huge waves are slapping you around, giving you no sense of stability. Person A needs to release that weight, that anchor, that attachment, and to recognize that that is what is keeping them stuck. I also think person A may have people in their life that invalidate their feelings. They've learned this behavior from somewhere. They've been taught somehow to not prioritize or understand or allow themselves to go through the motions of feeling as a temporary thing. There could be someone in person A's life that wants them to feel bad and keeps them in this space of feeling guilty and down. I'm even hearing the word worthless. So person A really needs to focus on healing that inner child and finding ways to bring out that inner child, which I think will come from safe people in their life. I think that this connection is really triggering person A, and it would be in their best interest to do some self-healing and to just sort of take that weight of expectations away from this connection temporarily so that they can just focus on themselves. Person B just needs to keep doing what they've been doing. Person B's instincts and intuition have been spot on in this connection. Person B needs to be able to stay focused on the success that is in front of them as well as what is to come. I see person B receiving good news, especially if they've been waiting to hear back about a job or a contract or a relationship. There seems to be a successful outcome here that is going to create more stability, more harmony, and also more of a foundation of financial prosperity. I think that person B will be shown signs very obviously that they're on the right track and that they need to keep doing what they've been doing. So that's what I'm seeing for each of the people in this connection. I'm going to take this into your extended reading now, group 2, where I will follow the person A, person B format, having a look at your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions, your actions, and we'll get advice as well, which will help overall contribute to that larger picture of what is the next stage of this connection. If the first part of your reading did resonate and you would like to join me in your extended reading, the link to your reading is in the description box. That link will take you to my website, Sweet Souls, and I just highly recommend that you make sure that you click on the right reading, because that link will take you to my website where I host hundreds of extended reading videos. So scroll down or swipe across if you need to. Remember that you are group 2 of the What is the Next Stage of This Connection reading that I posted in February on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for all your time, your energy, and your support, sweet souls. I appreciate you for supporting me right here on YouTube. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked this content, if you enjoyed this reading. If you feel comfortable, comment down below and find fellow Group 2 folks to offer support to. It's been an absolute joy to be trusted with your messages today. I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, success. I think I already said it, but joy on your journey moving forward. Until we meet again, bye. Hi my Group 3s and welcome to your reading. If you chose this card, the one who needs control, then this is going to be your reading. We're asking Spirit, what is the next stage of this connection? I do have a lot to cover. I intended for these readings to be concise, to be short. I do want to get as much information as possible, but I have no idea how long this reading is going to go for. The other two groups did blindside me. But there will be an extended reading as well. So if you find that the first part of your reading does resonate and you want those additional messages, or you do want to support me as well, that extended reading is on my website. The link is in the description box, but we'll talk more about that at the end. Let's get into your reading, sweet soul. So Group 3, what is the next stage of this connection? You guys have the one who needs control in the Iris Oracle. You also have She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within in the Angels and Ancestor Oracle. From the Kim Kranz Archetype Oracle, you have the Healer, which is the number 25 in this deck. 20 and 25 could be significant to you. We also have September from the Tea Leaves Oracle. Okay. Oops. So what is the next stage of this connection, Group 3? Maybe I'll move this a little bit. Is that better? A little bit. It's a little bit better. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of fire. I feel like the next stage of this connection does involve maybe the challenge of expression. I do think that you two are not going to be on the same page about something. And it feels like you're trying to find a way to express that. I do think that the goal here is to overcome any challenges. I feel like this is a connection that is very focused on transcending and moving forward, and I do think that both people in this connection, based on these oracles, want that. When I think of September, I think of spring, because it is the month of spring in Australia. But regardless of hemispheres, it is a month of transitioning. And while September could specifically hold significance for you, as your reader, I feel like this is symbolic of this connection trying to ascend, trying to transition. And you and this person trying to heal whatever growing pains you experience. In terms of what that next stage looks like though, it seems that you two are still figuring out little things about each other. Even if you've known this person for a while, there's little things that seem to be building, little tidbits of information that determine compatibility and cohesion in a partnership. This connection seems to need to function. So for some reason, you both could feel like you need each other, or there's a reliance on the other person. You could serve a practical purpose in each other's lives as well. But this connection gives me the vibes of one that moved really quickly in the beginning, to the point where you may feel blindsided, like I said in the beginning, about myself. It could feel like initially, you guys were very much on the same page, things were very easy. And then later down the track, something sort of blindsided you and you're like, wow, they're not who I thought they were. And this is something I've got to I've got to figure out, I've got to kind of ponder over and decide whether it's too much. So I do think that the next stage of this connection is about trying to figure out if it's too much. You both want to work through this, but I'm also seeing you trusting your intuition, group 3, really listening to what that inner wolf is saying. Especially in this deck, this card is, to me, a very sort of spiritual card where this person is very instinctually, eyes closed, howling at the moon. The she-wolf is incredibly intuitive, but resembles that primal instinct of just knowing how to act and what to do. It may feel like you need to fix things, or you need to kind of fix this person's challenges or mistakes. But you and this person may also be fighting for control over the connection or over the narrative of the connection, because it seems like there is this energy of other people kind of knowing too much or being too involved as well, especially a mother figure or a motherly figure. So the next stage of this connection based on the oracles is about trying to get that control back. Now I will be asking this question again at the end with tarot to get more specific messages. This portion of your reading is just to lay out key themes so that I can delve into your reading deeper. So we're going to do that now. I'm going to have a look at the current energies of you and your person. And to do this, I'm going to have a look at person A and person B. So I'm doing this so that you can figure out which of these two energies you most resonate with, and whoever you resonate with, your person's energy will be the other person. So the person A and person B format tends to work a little bit better in general readings, because then you can kind of figure out, okay, I resonate more with person A, so your person is person B. Or I resonate more with person B, so your person in this, the other person in this connection is person B. As person A, sorry. But it can get confusing at times, so I'm going to do my best to keep the words separate. And I highly recommend you take notes, just in case it does get a bit confusing. All right, Spirit, for my group 3s. Yoda, do you need to go outside? Do you want to go outside? I might just get the dogs out over here. And then I will keep shuffling. All right, sorry, group 3. Spirit, what is person A's current energy towards the connection? We have hyena coming out for person A. This is a fire energy. What is person B's current energy towards this connection? We have the sea serpent coming out for person B, which is an oracle card in this deck. It's kind of like a spirit card is what it's called. So like a significant, in terms of like a tarot deck, I guess it would be a major arcana card. The back of the deck is the earthworm reverse. So this is an earthy energy. Interesting. Okay. So the energy of the connection with earthworm reverse is definitely this feeling of uncomfortableness. It does feel like between the two of you, the current energy is feeling, uncomfortable is the best word that I could describe it. It's almost like you're out of your comfort zone, or something about this connection is really pushing you to do things that you're not really comfortable with doing. You feel more vulnerable than you would probably prefer to be. But the other side of this energy is that vulnerability offers room for the connection to kind of grow. It could feel like one of you is being more open, more flexible, more vulnerable than the other as well. But I do think that based on this current energy, you just have different fears, which are translating into different kind of actions, if that makes sense. I'm kind of seeing with person A that they don't want to come across as somebody who doesn't have everything together. Person A is the one who probably needs control, but they feel like they don't have control. Person A is someone who is used to kind of laughing their way through serious situations and maybe even bluffing their way through, feigning a lot of confidence and getting away with, that seriousness by just kind of taking a more comical approach. With this energy reversed, this person feels very insecure in the connection currently. They may be trying to keep the connection lighthearted and fun, but it seems like this person is very stressed out. They feel like this connection is a lot more serious than what they were ready for, and they also feel like right now they don't have the right words nor the right approach to deal with the state of the connection. And so person A is feeling vulnerable. Person A is also feeling very defensive. Their current energy towards the connection and towards person B is that of kind of like self-protection, and they might be doing that through humor, but they are coming across as somebody who isn't taking this connection seriously. So their actions, their communication looks very much like they're not taking this connection seriously. Person B, on the other hand, their current energy with Sea Serpent is that they're aware of the fact that what goes around comes around. And this connection is going through cycles, and the changes are reflectant upon, a pattern or a cycle in this connection that was inevitable. Person B is almost feeling like, I told you so. Like, I knew that this was going to happen. I had a feeling that this was going to happen. It could even be an internal dialogue of like, I told you so. Like, of course things are too good to be true, or of course this was going to happen. It's not a completely negative energy or mindset. It's just a mindset of recognizing that this connection wasn't going to be able to move forward in a hyena or earthworm energy. So person B is probably more receptive towards the changes, because person B could kind of tell that in order for things to grow, they had to change. Whereas person A is almost in denial and is really trying to keep the connection as sort of almost like at a state of like minimal, with as minimal challenges as possible. And because of that, person A looks like they're not taking things seriously. They could even be denying the extent of effort that is needed right now to keep this connection healthy and thriving. I also think that there could be practical issues in this connection. Practical issues like not having enough time to see each other due to different working schedules, and needing to make a change to routines, or starting to kind of incorporate different habits so that it's easier to see each other. You could feel like you and this person just can't make a time to sit down and spend quality time together, which is something that person B foresaw, but person A was like, nah, don't worry, like it'll work out. And now person B is like, well, look, like I told you so. There could also be practical issues like, well, we have different working schedules, or we have different love languages, or we have different needs, we have different hobbies, we have different interests, we have different cultural expectations, we have different priorities right now, we have different lifestyles. These practical differences are causing challenges and creating fissures in the foundation of this connection. And it's definitely revealing vulnerabilities. It's revealing the things that person A doesn't want to change and isn't ready to change or address, because person A is very good at just sort of laughing their way through things. So they don't like to address things. They also like to kind of look like somebody who has everything together and is somewhat sort of charming almost. Whereas person B is like, no, but this is just what the process is like. And if anything moves forward, like you have to go through this process. The sea serpent is also indicative of like someone who is really trying. They're trying to go with it, even if they're not comfortable, even if they don't fully understand what to do next. Person B is in the mindset where they're trying to be receptive, to be open, to be changeable, to be adaptable. And I can see how that is very frustrating when you've got a hyena energy in the other side of this connection. So just to kind of help us all understand, I'm going to read from the guidebook, which will help us understand the crux of these energies and what they're like, because I do know these energies pretty well. But sometimes the guidebook helps me as a reader find terms that I'm struggling to communicate. So your connecting energy, or the energy of the connection, is the earthworm. And here's what it says in the guidebook. Pause if you want to read it for yourself, but I will read it to you as well. So the earthworm is shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it's important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it a beginner's mind of fears. Oh, sorry. I can't read English all of a sudden. Besides, rumor has it a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. So this energy is out of balance. When out of balance, it's self-conscious and apprehensive. To bring it into balance, speak up and risk embarrassment. So the energy between the connection is feeling shy, reluctant to share inner vision, hesitant, self-conscious, and apprehensive. The energy of person A with this hyena, let's talk about it. Where are you, hyena? I thought it was with the other African animals. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is person A's energy. And again, I'm going to read it out, but pause if you want to read it for yourself. So person A, humor, wit, sarcasm. The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser, but below the surface, there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships, or to mask things that you feel uncomfortable discussing? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? When out of balance, which this card is, this energy is scrappy, petty, and suspicious. To bring it into balance, sobriety. So person A could be feeling very suspicious of person B. This person is probably struggling to trust the process, but also struggling to trust the connection, struggling to trust the other person. They could also be trying to focus on little things instead of the bigger picture, picking apart little issues, little inconveniences, or little goals, not really wanting to work on the big stuff and address the bigger issues. This can be for better or for worse, but this card does talk about a resentment when it's in this out of balanced position as well. So person A could be feeling jealousy or resentment of person B's ability to go with the flow of this connection as well, especially if there's this energy of competition between you two, where you feel like you need to be on the same level, or you both need to have the same things. Person A feels like they just can't catch up to person B when it comes to being at the same level and having the same amount of success or stability. Okay, so let's have a look at that Sea Serpent card now. So it is a spirit card in this deck, which means it's quite significant. Iso Tarot was one of the first people that I watched use this deck, and I love the way she reads this deck. And she always taught me that the spirit cards were significant. So when they come out, you take them seriously because they represent big shifts in your journey and huge moments for you to individually assess your path. So regardless of this connection, person B is at a pivotal point in their own journey where they are able to reassess their growth, their healing, and where they want to go to next. So the Sea Serpent card, like all spirit cards, has a lot of writing. So I'm going to show you each page and I will try to read it fairly quickly. Pause if you want to read for yourself. And this is what the second and third page look like, or technically the third and the fourth page. Hope you can see that. If you're watching this on a mobile device, it's going to be pretty hard, which is why I will read it to you. So the Sea Serpent represents healing emotional wounds and expressing desires. The Sea Serpent represents the energy of expression, whether it's emotions, creativity, sensuality, or desire. The Sea Serpent helps us move and direct our energy into a healthy current. When the essence of this card is in balance, we express ourselves creatively and sexually without fear or shame. We know what we desire most. Our hearts are at ease and our relationships are meaningful and enduring. We loosen the grip of self-judgment and we let the cool waters of forgiveness in to heal our wounds. When the energy of the Sea Serpent is not yet activated, our emotions and creativity are left in the muddy waters. The current of expression stagnates in some areas of our lives, and in other places it floods. It's important to remember, no matter what the waters of our emotional lives look like, the Sea Serpent loves us just the same. Like a mother, she wraps herself around us in a gesture of protection. She supports us as we learn to express our true natures. So the Sea Serpent is connected to the second chakra, according to this deck, and it is the subtle energy. It is a subtle energy that occupies the Svadhisthana chakra, located deep within the pelvic bowel. This chakra is known as our center of creativity and desire, and is associated with the water element. Translates in Sanskrit, from Sanskrit to English as in her own abode. It's the home of the Divine Mother or Kundalini herself. Yeah, there's a lot of power over here in person B's energy. It's passive power, but it's confident power. And that is rattling person A. Person A doesn't really feel comfortable with that level of confidence because it's a quiet confidence. It's a humble confidence. It's a knowing confidence, an intuitive confidence. So let's get some tarot out just to double check. I might use this deck actually. For person A, please, Spirit. What are person A's current energies towards person B? Queen of Pentacles reversed. What are person A's current energies towards person B? The King of Cups upright. Okay. Nine of Pentacles upright. And at the back of the deck is the Three of Wands reversed. And for person B, what is their current energy towards person A? What is person B's current energy towards person A, Spirit? We have the Six of Cups reversed. What's person B's? We have the Eight of Pentacles upright. And we have the Two of Wands upright. At the back of the deck is the Death card, which I'm going to put here for now so I can see it because my microphone's in the way a little bit. Okay, it's all kind of making a lot more sense. Look at all the black and white over here. I might have done that subconsciously, but there's a lot of color on person B's side, especially because the hyena card is so black and white. Like, that's insane. There's also a lot of mixed feelings in person A's side, whereas person B is really trying to kind of process their feelings. Person B is just trying to kind of make the most out of the situation. So person A, their current energy towards person B is that they are trying to take care of themselves first. They have this motivation to make sure that they have a strong foundation, that they are secure, that they are stable. But look at how this energy is looking over at person B. Like, they're suspicious. They don't trust person B to look after them completely. Person A is really trying to make sure that they have a strong pillar of success to fall back on, and that they can really cater to their own needs. There is this an element of independence here. I think person A is very protective of their independence, and maybe really doesn't want to be in a situation where they have to really rely on person B. But independence could be a sore spot in this connection. Like, person A could feel like they need to be independent and they need to not rely on person B. With the Queen of Pentacles reversed, they are insecure about their material growth, about their material success. They're insecure about their money for some reason. So they could be insecure about their career or what they do for work. There could also be insecurities over how long they can keep this up. So they may be concerned that they're going to lose a job soon, or that they need to change careers soon. There could be a change in their home situation. They seem to be insecure because they're saying, how long can I keep this up? What am I going to do next? With the Three of Wands reversed, I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know what to do next. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what... This person feels overwhelmed by the ambiguity of what the future holds. They don't know what that's going to look like. Moving forward, they don't know what to expect. So person A's energy towards person B is that they are just having to kind of focus on what they do know. And I feel like they're having to try new things, which is not something they're completely comfortable with. This person does struggle with that. They're not excited, they're nervous. But with the King of Cups here, they're doing it because they care about the connection and they care about the outcome. So person A has a lot of, I'm hearing devotion. Like, this is somebody that would do anything to just make sure that they can get through this. I'm struggling to talk, I'm struggling to breathe. So I don't know if this person is prone to like panic attacks or anxiety. I also think that they're very good at hiding how much is going on under the surface. The King of Cups is not known for expressing freely. Maybe the Queen of Cups, the Page of Cups, absolutely. A Knight of Cups if you can get them to open up. But a King of Cups is incredibly diplomatic and very good at diverting the attention. Very good. So they know what to say and how to say it to ease the other person's concerns without drawing too much attention to their own concerns. There is also an energy over here of a provider. This person may feel like they have a very traditional role in this connection because they're older or because they are somebody who believes that they should be the provider or the carer. There's a lot of energies here of someone that wants to be able to take care of the other person in this connection, let alone themselves. So there's a lot of frustration that they don't seem to be able to do that properly right now. But they are focused on being able to do that. Whereas person B over here, person B is trying to match that energy, but they have more of like a spiritual stance. Person B has a lot of water as well. But person B's water is centered around the awareness of change. There's a lot of acceptance here that in order for something to start, things have to come to an end. Even if it feels like these endings were not initiated by self, it's just something that we've got to deal with, and we'll be able to deal with it. Person B's energy towards the connection is that transitions need to happen, changes need to happen, endings need to happen. Person B is very focused on the fact that there needs to be planning and put in place. There needs to be a certain amount of effort put into this connection. And there also needs to be a level of consistency in order to see the results that they want in this connection and moving forward. Person B's energy towards person A is that they feel a strong sentimental attachment. There's no question that they want a future with this person, but they feel at times like their feelings get the best of them, and that they wouldn't be in this position had they not fallen in love with person A, or decided to take care of person A, or decided to be a part of person A's future. Like, there's not a regret, but there's an understanding that life would be a little bit easier if they didn't have to worry so much about this connection. So I can see person B really using that emotional attachment to person A, as well as all the nostalgic memories and feelings, to help them cope with the uncertainty of what the future holds. Person B feels very sentimental right now, nostalgic, and is using that to also feel optimistic about what could happen next. Is using that to be able to look forward to whatever the next cycle in this connection brings. Person B is trying to be the hopeful, optimistic one, and is also trying to contribute any helpful ideas, plans, anything to help boost morale in this connection. Person B is like the secret MVP, if I'm honest, because they're putting in a lot of effort behind the scenes, whereas person A is the one who will probably take all the credit. So that's what that feels like. Let's have a look at what you're each focused on now. Even though I did kind of talk about that already, I just want to get a little bit more clarity. Whoops, hang on a second. Okay, sorry about that interruption, group 3. What is person A focused on, Spirit? We have the solar eclipse card here. What is person B focused on? We have the Eris card. At the back of the deck is the 11th house. So, in terms of the focuses on this connection, this helps us understand how this connection moves into that next stage, which I will talk about next using tarot. Person A's focuses are on trying to gain clarity as well as perspective, but the solar eclipse is about gaining clarity for self. I feel like person A is focused on their self-esteem, is focused on making sure that they stay well informed. Person A is also trying to keep up to date with information. So person A is really trying to kind of like boost their esteem by also trying to be reactive. So they're doing what they can to kind of follow up and to make sure that if the ball is in their court, they're serving it, basically. They're not just letting it sit there, and they're not letting energy stagnate. I can also see the solar eclipse as an energy of wanting more clarity. So I do feel like person A is focused on trying to solve problems and really trying to kind of get to a space where they are taking this connection and themselves more seriously, which is how I believe the connection gets to that stage. Now, person B, on the other hand, with Eris, I've got to refresh my memory with Eris, but from an intuitive place. Person B feels like they are very focused on trying to release a certain amount of control because they don't want to be the only one that's doing things, and they also want to give person A the dignity of figuring things out for themselves as well. So person B kind of feels like they're trying to give back some power, and they're trying to just sort of let go of the things that aren't their responsibility and that they shouldn't be focused on, and that it isn't their kind of their job to do in this connection. I believe that person B is really focused on taking a more sort of passive approach, in that they are healing wounds of maybe wanting to kind of be in control of everything all the time. With the 11th house reverse, this connection is currently being rewritten, and I do think that there are certain surprises that are occurring that both groups or both people are having to deal with, things that weren't expected kind of like popping up, and you having to navigate them individually as well as for the purpose of this connection. So I do believe that the future of this connection is still to be determined based off of how you're able to juggle the current situation. But in terms of the future, I see it progressing. I see it being able to transition through any challenges, any changes. And I also see you both being able to overcome your fears and to be able to work through any insecurities or issues. Let's get clarity about Eris now. I don't know my asteroids very well, so I do like to double check up on them. Eris is the destroyer. Yeah, so that's why it's reversed. It was Eris's jealousy that set off the famous Trojan War. Yeah, Eris sign, which is Aries. So Aries could be significant. It's come up a few times, hasn't it? Or maybe it hasn't. That could have been the other group. Sorry, guys. Might be repeating myself there. Yeah. So I do feel like person B is really trying not to micromanage this connection. Person B is really trying not to micromanage person A. It's trying to give them the dignity of figuring things out for themselves. Person B is also trying to work through any frustration, anger, jealousy, bitterness, or that feeling of karma, right? In a negative way of like what goes around comes around. Person B is trying not to hold anything against person A. But that can be a pretty strong feeling, you know? It's a lot to work through. So let's have a look with tarot now. What is the next stage of this connection? What is the next stage of this? I'm not going to take it, but we will keep that in mind. What is the next stage of this connection, please, Spirit, for my group 3s? What is the next stage? We have the Tower in the reverse position. We also have the Death card in the reverse position. What is the next stage of this connection? We have the Lovers card coming out reversed. What is the next stage of this connection, please, Spirit? We have the Princess of Swords reversed. And at the back of the deck, we have the Princess of Wands upright. Let me just wipe my nose quickly. I'm sorry. I feel like I've been wiping my nose a lot for y'all. It's just a lot of energy. Okay. So what is the next stage of this connection according to tarot? This is where we can get a bit more specific. Remember in the beginning I was just kind of getting themes. Now we can have a look at the semantics. So the next stage of this connection, there's a lot of passion. There's a lot of desire to expand. There's also a lot of desire to express. You and this person may be physically trying to move this connection in some way. There could be discussions of, practical or like a creative solution to not being able to see each other often is like moving in together or moving closer together. There are moments of passion that inspire progress. So the chemistry between you and this person is very strong. There's also a big sign of like sexual frustration here with the Page of Wands and wanting to spend more time with each other in that way. The Page of Wands is also a card of development and really sort of understanding compatibility and understanding mutual interests. So you and this person recognizing that there's a lot of potential to move things forward is a big part of your next stage. Regardless of whatever challenges you've experienced, there's still a lot of potential in this connection. There's a lot of energy that can be expanded between the two of you and expressed between the two of you. I do see sexual union for this group, if that's what the nature of this connection is. I don't mean to gross people out if that sounds really disgusting, because this is like a family member or a business associate. But all of that energy can often manifest when it comes to a romantic connection as like a sexual encounter as well. With the Tower card reversed, there's Aries energy again, a lot of Mars energy. It does feel like this connection is trying to be rebuilt in some way. It looks like the next stage of this connection is about understanding what wasn't working and really addressing things head on, being able to directly and almost bluntly point out what hasn't been going right in this connection so that the foundation of the connection can strengthen. In order to kind of do that, you both have to feel confident in expressing your truths to one another. There also needs to be a level of accountability, because if we're going to talk about fixing mistakes or making sure that we don't make the same mistakes, we have to acknowledge who did it and how it was done. So I do see that happening in the next stage of this connection. I also see some pretty big issues coming to light, which may not be anybody's fault, but these are issues that need to be addressed because they affect the stability and the longevity. If we don't deal with these issues, then we can't really have a successful future in this connection. With the Death card reversed, a lot of the changes that are happening to this connection may feel like they're out of your control. It may feel like these changes are happening to you, not for you. And it may also feel like these changes are putting a lot of pressure on your connection, kind of forcing you to be vulnerable or to move things at a pace that you're not comfortable with. It could feel like you're going backwards or you're moving forward too quickly. I do think with the Lovers card reversed, there is this feeling of you kind of miscommunicating things at times with each other because you're not being completely open and honest with yourself first and foremost. So there is this feeling of getting offended by something that the other person says, but not really knowing why you feel so triggered and internalizing that triggering or that feeling. I think that you and this person will need to have a lot of big conversations with each other in the next stage of your connection. But in order to have those conversations, clearly, you also need time to be able to self-reflect and become more self-aware of why you feel some type of way or how to communicate how you feel as well. The Lovers card reverse does talk about big decisions. It can also talk about you needing that internal clarity before you communicate your choice to others. I do think that you and this person may feel like you're either not spending enough time together, or those around you could feel like you're spending too much time together. It's either one or the other. But other people do seem to have opinions about your connection, and the next stage of this connection does bring you closer together. Because even if you go to talk to somebody else that you trust and love, they don't really know the truth and they can't really give you an informed, helpful opinion. It just feels like you're venting or ranting. I just saw 1111 as well. With the Princess of Swords being here, the next stage of this connection could be about maturing your communication style and also about exploring ideas freely and getting curious and creative with what could be in terms of the future. But I do think immature and petty communication at time gets the best of you. and it's hard for you to understand the other person's point of view. You need time to be able to process why it's so frustrating or annoying or triggering. The Princess of Swords reversed often says things without thinking and doesn't realize the impact of their words, and comes from an uninformed place as well. So it may feel like at times you're stepping on each other's toes. You may need to be extra patient with each other. You may also need to consider developing the way that you communicate so that it's more objective and supportive, understanding, but again, objective. Not just nitpicking and micromanaging what the other person is doing. I also think that your communication adapts because, like, if you've been in each other's back pocket, there is this element of giving each other breathing room, space, and the freedom and dignity to make their own choices so that the connection can strengthen that way. So that is what I'm seeing in terms of what is the next stage of this connection. Let us have a look at your closing advice now. Might use this deck. What is person A's closing advice, Spirit, when it comes to the next stage of this connection? What is person A's closing advice? Okay, we have courage, the time card coming out. What is person B's closing advice? Okay, we have refinement, the Dahlia card. So, with emotion at the back of the deck, I believe that your mutual advice is to remember that it's your emotions, your love, your attachment, your emotional investment in this connection that is prompting you to want to work through these challenges. I'm listing things very bluntly, but that doesn't mean that it's difficult, right? I think that when you just kind of categorize things and say things out loud, it can sound overwhelming, especially if you're more of like a visual learner or you prefer to kind of just work through things instead of having things addressed to you vocally. I believe that for this group, a lot of what I'm describing in the next stage of this connection will be naturally taken on board. And you two, because of the love, the compassion, and the patience that you have for each other, will naturally adapt to work through the challenges you're experiencing. These aren't huge challenges. These are helpful challenges because they help you better understand your compatibility for one another and the incompatible elements that need to be understood. I think that it's very unfair to assume that any relationship is perfectly compatible. You both need to have that level of compassion and patience for each other and respect and understanding for how you two are each different, regardless of whatever major differences there are, because this does feel like a connection that could have an age gap or a cultural difference or a language difference. It's also just the fact that you are two fundamentally different people, and naturally that causes more differences in your relationship. So for person A, your advice is to be more courageous, to really believe in yourself, and to channel the duty you feel in your partnership towards self as well. Person A, you are an excellent decision maker. And you also need to trust the decisions that you make. You need to trust your ability to make the right decisions. You need to consider being more fair to yourself, to person B, but also to the situation. You have to remember how your actions impact this connection, person A. You also need to remember how these little decisions have big consequences sometimes. And all the little actions you take contribute to a larger outcome. No action is insignificant. And if this is a connection that you want, you're going to have to start thinking about the fact that you're in a partnership. You're not just a lone wolf anymore. Person B, your advice is to really get more control over the thoughts that you have. Just because we think things doesn't mean they have to be our reality. And there's an anxiousness here, and there's an anxious attachment to the outcome that impacts your ability to embrace the situation that you're in. And it also impacts your ability to trust and believe in the other person in this connection. Your advice is to really understand that your thoughts are trying to help you process the change, and they're also trying to help you address very specific fears that you have. If it is helpful, I highly encourage you, person B, to continue talking about how you feel with those around you, but to understand that it is ultimately you who dictates the actions that needs to be taken. I also encourage person B to further their healing by maybe seeking professional support, only because a loved one is going to be biased. So if you really want support, if you really want objective support with processing how you think and feel in this connection, a professional might be better. Otherwise, I strongly encourage you to continue doing what you're doing when it comes to choosing specific thoughts and making sure that you're mindful of what you believe in, so that you're not letting those heavier thoughts dictate the outcome in your mind. Yeah. Is there any other message here for person B? Advice, spirit? I feel like more than anything, you just need to know that this next stage of the connection is about refinement. It is about working things out and tweaking the little things so that the bigger ball can continue to roll, if that makes sense. And we can't refine things without communicating about them. So it's very important that you don't internalize too much. Don't gaslight yourself and make yourself feel crazy for having concerns. You're a human being. You're an intelligent human being. So you're naturally going to be thinking about so many different possibilities of what could happen, of what could go wrong, of what could go right. So don't gaslight yourself into thinking that everything's going wrong because you thought about it, or it's not going to be that bad. I feel like you really need validation as well. Yeah. The next stage of this connection is about refinement and you addressing the fears and concerns that you have in a healthy way. So that's what I'm seeing for you, group 3. I'm going to end your YouTube reading here, and we're going to take your reading into the extended now, where we will have a look at following the same sort of theme of person A, person B. In this connection, we're going to have a look at your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions, your actions towards each other, and we're also going to get advice. So if the first part of your reading did resonate and you would like those additional messages, or you would like to support me and this channel, please click the link in the description box, which will take you to my website where I host my extended readings. Make sure that you click on the right reading before you check out. That link takes you to a page, so you have to select the reading. You are group 3 of the What is the Next Stage of This Connection YouTube reading that I posted in February 2024. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's 2024. I just got a weird, surreal feeling. That is insane, you guys. What a journey we've been on. It has been an absolute pleasure to read for you today, group 3. If this is where you are leaving me, thank you so much for your energy, your time, and your support. I hope this reading was helpful, confirming, and also just gave you the clarity that you need. And until we meet again, I wish you peace, prosperity, abundance, happiness, health, wealth, and success on your journey ahead. Look after your beautiful selves. Bye.